Griff Jenkins, who is live in D.C. with the latest on Operation Epic Fury. Hey, Griff.
Okay.
Hey, Nate and Carly, good morning. Here we go. The blockade entering day 4, and in just hours, War Secretary Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane will hold their first briefing since that
8 a.m. ET, Pentagon update on Middle East operations.
blockade of Iran's ports began on Monday. Now, so far, 10 vessels, including 9 oil tankers, have turned around as CENTCOM releases this audio of U.S. Navy warnings to commercial ships.
Listen, let's
All
listen.
vessels are advised to immediately return to port if leaving and discontinue transit to Iran if that is your next port of call. Do not attempt to breach the blockade. Vessels will be boarded for interdiction and seizure transiting to or from an Iranian port.
This is a big one. U.S. Navy warning to commercial ships. Nobody can come here.
Turn around and prepare to be boarded. If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force. The whole of the United States Navy is ready to force compliance. Now,
This is a by CENTCOM. Yes.
Meanwhile, at the White House, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying the administration is unleashing the economic version of Operation Epic Fury to bring Iran's economy to its knees.
We have told countries that if
He is Scott Bassett, Treasury Secretary. Listen to him.
you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure. And the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
Bessent also telling our Peter Ducey he's, quote, optimistic Americans can see $3 gas again by late September if the straits
Yes, gas could be $3 in coming months. This is very good news, right?
are fully open. Now this as Secretary of State Rubio holding a meeting with representatives from Israel and Lebanon to start potential talks about a potential ceasefire. President Trump posting on Truth Social after a meeting saying trying to get a little breathing room between Israel and Lebanon. It has been a long time since the two leaders have spoken, like 34 years. It will happen tomorrow. Nice. President DJT.
This is what happening right now. This is a big one, guys. And yes, it is.
But Nate and Carly, the BBC is reporting this morning that Lebanon is denying any knowledge of historic peace talks that the president refers to in that post. So we'll see where this goes. Nate and Carly?
Oh, boy, we certainly will.
Okay.
All right, Griff Jenkins live for us. Griff, thank you. And later this hour, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly will join us to share the latest on the war efforts in Iran.
Good, man.
The White House confirming they will not be extending a ceasefire with Iran. Press Secretary
What? White House denies reports they requested an Iran ceasefire extension.
Caroline Levitt clarifying the confusion during a briefing. Take a listen.
Okay.
I saw some reporting, again, bad reporting this morning, that we had formally requested an extension of the ceasefire. That is not true at this moment. We've remained very much engaged in these negotiations, in these talks. You heard from the Vice President directly and the President this week that these conversations are productive and ongoing, and that's where we are right now.
White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly joins me now.
Yes, this is the same woman joins us.
Thank you so much for joining us. So it was Tuesday when the president said that the next round of U.S.-Iran peace talks could happen over the next 2 days. Can you give us an update on that timing?
Yes, what is happening?
Well, those talks are certainly under discussion, as Caroline, you just played it, said yesterday. These conversations ongoing. The president feels that they are productive, but they're also aided by the fact that this president has leveraged, I heard you guys talk about it, an
Yes. She is Anna Kelly, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary.
extremely successful blockade on Iranian ports. Now, this blockade, of course, only applies to vessels traveling in and out of Iranian ports, and this has totally neutralized not only the threat that Iran has tried to pose on the free flow of energy in the Strait of Hormuz, it's also crushing them economically. And what this is also doing, the president...
They crushed him. Already 90% of economic import, output and trade is off for Iran, and they are just dying in 2-3 weeks.
preference is always diplomacy. The president tried that before Operation Epic Fury. He's trying it again because the bottom line is Iran can never possess a nuclear weapon.
Never.
But it's also ensuring that our negotiators can have maximum
That is our top priority. They never have a nuclear weapon.
in these negotiations because, again, Iran, a country that has chanted death to America for 47 years, can never have a nuclear weapon. The president is going to ensure that happens one way or another, and I'm sure the United States and certainly Iran would prefer that that happens through diplomatic measures.
Yeah, well, the naval blockade on the strait is holding, and according to one estimate published by the Wall Street Journal, this could cost Iran approximately $435 million a day, including $276 million in lost exports. Those
Yes, this is true.
are big numbers for a country that is already struggling economically for obvious reasons. Is it the belief of the White House that Iran will ultimately choose its economy over its nuclear program?
Well, as the president said, Iran desperately wants to make a deal. Of course, they were absolutely annihilated. Their navy's at the bottom of the ocean. Their ballistic missiles are destroyed in every possible way by operating.
Yes, they are just on the ground. They are at the very last stage of dying, of losing this war. They have nothing.
Epic Fury. So they're desperate to make a deal. But the question is whether or not they're willing to make a deal that is acceptable to the United States. Of course, that means the president's red line is they can never possess a nuclear weapon. Again, a country that has chanted death to America, death to Israel for 47 years can never be allowed to threaten our homeland, threaten our troops ever again. So again, those diplomatic conversations continue, and it's certainly...
Yes, this is the main priority we have right now. Iran, the terrorist country, can never be in the possession of and never be possess a nuclear weapon. This is what we wanted.
By the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is open because our United States Navy is ensuring that Iran cannot further extort the entire world through subverting the free flow of energy in the Strait.
Well, the president wrote on Truth Social yesterday, China is very happy that I am permanently opening the Strait of Hormuz. I'm doing it for them, also in the world. The situation will never happen again. They have agreed not to send weapons to Iran. On that last part, tell us
We talking about China.
about those behind-the-scenes conversations ahead of President Trump's visit to China next month.
Okay.
Well, of course, I can't detail the president's private conversations without his...
Oh, damn. Okay. This is good. You have some good authority.
...permission. He kind of did so there. But I think the broader point is the entire world is benefiting from what the president is doing. Again, as he said, the United States has unleashed American energy. America now produces more oil than anybody else in the world. And the result of this blockade, by the way, is a lot of those tankers...
Yes, America produces more oil than any country does in the world. And we are at the top leader right now.
...that were once going to Iranian ports. Now they're coming to the big, beautiful Gulf of America to buy American oil. So these conversations continue. Of course, the president is engaged with countries all around the world who are very grateful for what he's doing, because while the United States does not need the Strait of Hormuz, the United States alone can secure the Strait of Hormuz because we have the most powerful military in the world for the benefit of all of our fellow countries.
And finally, just...
Yes, this is what it is. Hormuz blockade causing rise in energy and shipping cost.
to wrap things up, the president is going to visit Vegas today for a rally tomorrow. Tell us what the message there will be.
Yes, well, the president is very excited to partake in a West Coast swing today and tomorrow. As you said, he will travel to Nevada today and Arizona tomorrow. Nevada now is the birthplace of no tax on tips. Of course, there are thousands...
Yes, Trump touts no tax on tips in Las Vegas.
Thousands of Americans who work in the service industry who yesterday when they filed their taxes are seeing big dividends. The standard deduction has increased tremendously. Tax refunds have increased.
Yes, refunds, dividends and everything. So happy for them. No tax on tips.
That is to the benefit of service industry workers who are benefiting directly from no tax on tips. So the president is excited to return to that very special state, a state that he won tremendously, to highlight his economic agenda, bringing more money, greater prosperity back to Americans in Nevada, in Arizona, and all across the country.
This is very good. This is good. I think this is a good thing.
White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly, we thank you so much for your time and for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.